covering every county. This is your statewide newscast. Arkansas Today.
Good afternoon, I'm Mallory Brooks. Thanks for watching Arkansas Today on a Tuesday afternoon. Jeffrey Epstein may no longer have to face the music for his alleged crimes, but prosecutors say they still have plans to go after others who may have helped him. FBI agents raided the private Caribbean island where it's long been rumored that Epstein brought scores of young girls for sex. NBC's Stephanie Gosk has the latest.
Jeffrey Epstein's Caribbean island hideaway, swarming with FBI agents. They're looking for any evidence that could help them pursue charges against those who may have helped Epstein create what prosecutors have described as a sex ring of underage girls.
Any co-conspirators should not rest easy. The victims deserve justice, and they will get it.
But Attorney General William Barr didn't stop there, coming down hard on the federal jail in Manhattan, where it appears, according to multiple officials, Epstein took his own life.
We are now learning of serious irregularities at this facility.
An administration official telling NBC News Epstein hadn't been checked for a number of hours when he should have been checked roughly every 30 minutes. According to a union official, the facility is understaffed and employees overworked. In fact, citing 3 prison officials, the New York Times reports one of the 2 people guarding Epstein at the time of his apparent suicide wasn't even a full-fledged correctional officer. The day before Epstein's death, a person familiar with the case says Epstein's cellmate was released and not replaced with anyone else. Another violation of protocol. The 66-year-old was taken off suicide watch after an apparent attempt to take his own life several weeks ago, according to multiple officials. A medical professional would have had to determine he was no longer a threat to himself, according to former federal prison workers. But as the federal prison system is put under a microscope, both the U.S. Attorney and the Attorney General have promised Epstein's alleged victims will still get their day in court. In the crosshairs now, a number of Epstein associates accused in different civil proceedings. Among them, British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell, once called Epstein's main girlfriend. Newly unsealed pages from a 2015 defamation suit against Maxwell, which was settled out of court, allege Maxwell recruited girls for Epstein to prey on.
I made a statement. Thank you.
She has denied the allegations in sworn testimony. That same case also naming Sarah Kellen, who allegedly reported directly to Maxwell as she scheduled underage girls to visit Epstein for sex.
And that was Stephanie Gosk reporting. Prosecutors have difficulty in pursuing charges against any potential co-conspirators because of a controversial 2008 plea deal struck with then U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta. The Arkansas Labor Department stepping in after a riot at the Benton County Fair sends 2 people to a hospital. A mother and her child were hurt when the jungle ride went off its tracks. The company Pride Amusements is based out of Joplin, but is no stranger to Northwest Arkansas. It's been used at carnivals hosted by the Rodeo of the Ozarks over the past 10 years.
I don't know of any problems because they've been at various places in Northwest Arkansas all these years, so I think they're a good organization.
The owner says the ride passed inspections by the state before opening and even passed inspections done earlier that day. In its investigation, the Arkansas Department of Labor is reviewing inspection reports, looking at maintenance records and manufacturer specifications. The board will look at the state's investigation report and will decide from there whether to keep that company around. Drought or not, these levels of summer heat can turn grass and brush into a tinderbox before you know it. But Louisiana must be doing something to ease its risk. Isabel Albritton looks at why the number of wildfires has dropped in the last decade.
According to records, the Louisiana Department of Agriculture and Forestry firefighters fought more than 1,600 wildfires in 2008. 10 years later, that number has decreased by more than 60%, despite the increase in burn bans. Commissioner of the department, Dr. Mike Strain, says this is because of improvements the department has made through public awareness campaigns.
The discussions in public is that wildfires aren't cool because it destroys property and can destroy very delicate wildlife habitat. It can also result in loss of property, loss of homes, and loss of life.
LDAF enforcement officers have also cracked down on arson. The department conducted 150 investigations, leading to more than 20 arrests in the past 5 years alone.
And the number of arson cases which, you know, at one time was almost half of our wildfires were due to arson. And now that's less than 25%, and the total number has gone down dramatically.
The Geographic Information System, or GIS, and the Global Positioning Satellites, or GPS, have also played an important part in helping manage firefighting activities.
And that has had a marked effect, and we really applaud everyone for working with us. And really, when there's a burn ban not burning, we've also aggressively educated people through our prescribed burning programs.
And another way to continue to lower the number of wildfires, including putting out cigarettes and never leaving a fire unattended. An emergency city council meeting in Russellville has given the mayor approval to speak with companies behind the casino applications. Our content partner, River Valley Now, says the mayor will find out which operators have plans that will affect Russellville. Meanwhile, the Polk County Quorum Court is meeting today to discuss the future of a casino in the River Valley. They'll review a resolution that could lead to a casino operating in the area.
So it'll bring a lot of other things that we've been wanting for 30 years. It seemed to be just sitting still and stifled by the local officials.
If they're all going to keep making so much money, somebody's going to have to lose some money for them to make some money.
The meeting starts at 5 o'clock tonight. The county expects it to be a packed house.